Imagine walking up a concrete driveway at the end of a long, heavy day. You reach the front porch, keys in hand. But before the key even slides into the lock, you hear it. The rhythmic scratching of paws against the floorboards on the other side of the door. The moment the door swings open, you are met with an immediate physical presence. Before you have even spoken a word, you are met with an undeniable expression of joy. For some people, this exact kind of greeting is the most grounding experience in the world. While certain forms of companionship ask for distance and require patience to slowly unfold, this kind of connection moves directly toward you. It happens quickly, visibly, and without a single moment of hesitation. To an outside observer, this high level of energy might seem demanding or overstimulating. But for a certain kind of mind, this constant engagement is not a burden. It is a highly intelligent, deeply adaptive mechanism for finding safety in a world that is often unpredictable.
Society often assumes that a stressed nervous system always requires silence and stillness to heal, but that is not true for everyone. The nervous system is constantly scanning the environment for cues of safety. For someone who has spent years navigating environments where people were emotionally distant, unpredictable, or silently judging, a lack of response does not feel peaceful. Silence is interpreted as missing data. It feels like uncertainty. For these individuals, an animal that provides constant feedback through movement, sustained eye contact, and physical responsiveness is not overstimulating. It is co-regulating. The animal's constant presence serves as a continuous biological signal to the brain. You are not alone. I am here and I am responding to you. For a nervous system exhausted by the ambiguity of human silence, active engagement is the ultimate form of safety. Think about a moment standing in a dimly lit kitchen at 6 in the morning. You are quietly pouring coffee, staring blankly out the window. If you look down, the dog is sitting perfectly still right beside the counter, eyes locked onto your face, its tail offering a slow, steady thump against the lower cabinets every time you glance its way.
There is an absolute, undeniable clarity in that moment. The dog is not pretending to be busy. It is simply stating, through its body language, exactly where its attention lies. The affection is freely given, immediate, and utterly transparent. Psychologically, this mirrors a relational style deeply tied to attachment theory. Connection feels secure when it is expressed consistently and clearly. Human relationships are often fraught with complex emotional negotiations. People say one thing but mean another. They mask their exhaustion. They use silence as a punishment. Navigating this requires a massive amount of emotional decoding, which over time becomes psychologically exhausting. Dogs communicate in a way that bypasses this entirely. Affection is frequent, predictable, and distinctly expressed. There is no hidden motive to decode when a dog leans its weight against your leg. The emotional signals are immediate and entirely visible. For an individual whose relational history has required them to constantly read between the lines, a relationship with an animal that hides nothing is psychologically restorative. The connection feels safe simply because less interpretation is required.
There is a small, ordinary moment that happens in thousands of homes on rainy Tuesday evenings. The hallway is dark. You are fundamentally exhausted from the workday, deeply wanting to collapse onto the sofa. But instead, you reach for the leash hanging on the hook by the door, because the animal sitting patiently on the mat relies entirely on you for its experience of the world.
There is a profound recognition in this action. You are doing something for another living being that you would likely not muster the energy to do for yourself. Dogs rely on humans for structure, care, and guidance. They cannot feed themselves, open doors, or navigate the human world alone. While this might seem like a burden, psychologically, it creates a powerful sense of emotional significance. When modern life feels untethered, or when an individual feels invisible within the broader society, the intense dependency of a dog creates a sense of purpose. It reinforces a person's identity and affirms their capability. The bond is not just built on affection, it is strengthened through the heavy weight of being relied upon. You are the center of their reality, and holding that center keeps you grounded in your own.
Routines are frequently viewed as obligations, but psychologically, routine is a stabilizing force. Prolonged stress, grief, or burnout often strips a person's life of its natural rhythm. Days blur together. But a dog completely interrupts this void by introducing an unyielding structure. There are regular times for walking, feeding, and resting. The animal provides external accountability. You cannot skip the morning out of apathy. For a mind that feels adrift, this rhythm is a lifeline. The relationship provides order to the day, pulling the individual out of their internal dialogue and anchoring them in the physical world. It provides a simple, repeating sequence of meaning.
Think about a moment when a dog walks over to the couch, places its chin heavily onto your knee, and simply stares up at you. The eyes are wide, the brow is slightly furrowed, and the gaze is unbroken. As you look back, there is a very specific softening that occurs in the chest, a quiet, physical dropping of the internal guard. This reaction is not merely sentimental, it is a biological imperative. Dogs possess a unique ability to trigger powerful bonding responses within the human body. When a dog and a human share sustained, voluntary eye contact, it triggers the release of oxytocin in both species, the exact same hormone responsible for the bonding cycle between parents and infants.
Furthermore, the physical touch of petting and the high readability of a dog's facial expressions continuously reinforce this neurochemical loop. The relationship is not just an emotional preference. The human body physically recognizes the animal as family, cementing a bond that bypasses language entirely. Many people who prefer dogs possess a natural tendency towards sociability and a deep comfort with outward emotional expression. This does not mean they are always loud or the center of attention, but rather that their energy naturally flows outward into their environment. They often find comfort in shared activities, movement, and a highly responsive external world. From a cognitive perspective, these individuals often have a faster response to external stimuli and a high reward sensitivity to social feedback.
Psychological studies often suggest that dog owners score higher in traits like extroversion and agreeableness. Dog lovers generally prefer environments that are interactive. They do not want to retreat from the world. They want to engage with it, and they want a companion who is eager to do the same.
Preferring the company of a dog does not simply mean you enjoy the outdoors or like to stay busy. It reflects a deep psychological comfort with a form of connection that is active, expressive, and continuously reinforced. Some forms of connection exist in stillness, but others exist in motion. For some people, psychological safety is not found in a silent room. It is found in the steady rhythm of a shared walk. It is located in the undeniable rhythm of a heartbeat pressing against their leg. It is found in the enthusiastic greeting at the end of a very long day, and the absolute certainty that someone is waiting for them to return.
It is a connection that does not require translation. It looks back at you. It moves toward you. And it never leaves you quietly wondering if you are truly seen. Take a moment to appreciate the rhythms that keep you grounded. Whether your connections are built in quiet observation or in active, joyful motion, they are vital responses to the world we navigate. If this understanding of connection resonated with your own experience, consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel. It is a simple, pressure-free way to help this space grow. Thank you for sharing your time today, and may your connections, however they move toward you, feel safe and secure.